is a moment in every game worth playing when you've died 47 times to the same boss in the same spot, and you start to wonder, is the game broken or am I? The simple answer is neither. Neither the game nor I are broken. The simple answer is what is broken is my understanding of the game. Let me tell you what I mean. Welcome to the word of the day. And the word of today is harder. Every game has a creator or a designer, right? And it's the same way that someone created the world. And what's the thing is, the designer or the creator decides on the difficulty level of the game, how many obstacles the player is going to face, and how many levels there are going to be until the player finally reaches the final level, right? And the creator will start you off in a nice green pasture with ambient beautiful music, and then you'll have those tutorial pop-ups that give you that tiny sword, and the tutorial will tell you, okay, now swing at a couple of bushes, you know. And yeah, the creator or the designer could just drop you off with the final boss, you know, the guy with the flaming fire sword, right? But this does not really happen because you die in like 4 seconds, right? So probably why the creator doesn't even throw you in there, right? It's because you don't have the moves yet, you know. You don't have the combos. You haven't built the muscle memory for the parry timing, and the creator knows something that you don't. You are not ready for your own destiny. So because you're not ready, these creators will create levels in the game, not because they hate you, but because every single level teaches you a lesson that you will require in the next level, right? So for example, maybe level 2 will teach you the double jump. Then level 4 will teach you the wall run, right? And then level 10 will test you at both simultaneously while enemies then are shooting at you, right? So here's something that most people then don't tell you, right? So not every single level is passable on the first try. Some of them you have to die, respawn, and die again. You have to die, respawn, and die again, right? It is not because you are bad, right? It is not because you are bad at the game, but because these moves needs to be so ingrained in your nervous system that they recognize that the difficulty at this level needs to be so high that he or she is going to repeat this level again and again and again, so that those moves are fine-tuned into your nervous system, so that you are ready for the final boss. I spent 4 years on one level. 4 years delaying the only thing I actually wanted to do. And that is creating content that uplifts people and expands their mental fortitude. But I couldn't start because I didn't know who was creating it. So you could call it an identity crisis, because I genuinely did not know who I am, right? I genuinely was lost in a loop where you doing things based on people's approval, right? That's where people start to perform, right, a certain version of themselves that is praised. So yeah, this cycle continued, for around 4+ years. Yeah. And then it is only when I surrendered my life to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, that I was able to find myself, to find who I really was. To actually get here and to start creating, I had to first find out who was I creating, or who was creating. And yeah, the final boss actually of those years was not the content itself, but the final boss was identity, figuring out my identity. And if it was easier, I wouldn't have learned anything, and I would have built something big, beautifully, but in the wrong way, right? It wouldn't be a true reflection of who I was. Every game has a final level, and that is destiny. It is the point where everything that you have learned, every move that you have learned, is going to be tested. And the Creator is not going to lower the difficulty to make you feel better or to make you feel less pain. No. It's sort of like we need to be grateful for the hardships when they come to life, that, oh, this is an opportunity for me to learn, so that when the next level comes, I am able to grab it by the horns.